the things that I am learning on my GLP-1 journey, the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. Stick with me. We're going to talk about it. Welcome back, everyone. If you're new here, my name is Kim, and I am in the middle of my midlife glow up, where my goal is to look better and feel better during midlife, and to also lose 100 pounds on a GLP-1. Some of the things that I have learned along the way is that this GLP-1 medication is not a magic bullet. You definitely are going to have to put in the work to lose the weight that you want to lose. And I am going to talk about my struggles that I've been having since I started my GLP-1. I want to start back with the very beginning when I was on 2.5 milligrams. I feel like when I was on 2.5, life was kind of just cruising right along on the GLP-1 highway of life. Weight loss seemed to come a little bit easier than it does now. I did have symptoms more when I was on the 2.5. Every time I would take my injection, the next couple of days, I would have a little bit of a queasy stomach. Nothing bad, just a little bit of nausea, not a lot, and totally controllable. I was cold all the time, but I felt full. My appetite suppression was on point, and those symptoms only lasted for just a couple of days. And then the rest of the week, I was good. I kind of felt like I was cruising on 2.5. And I stayed on 2.5 milligrams until 11 weeks went by. At that point, what finally made me decide to bump up to 5 milligrams was I was starting to get some food noise back again, and I found myself wanting to snack a little bit more. So that was my cue to move up. But when I did, I feel like I got T-boned. I feel like when I started taking the 5 milligrams, all hell broke loose for me. Number one, I felt like my estrogen had stopped working, and it did stop working. And so I have been on the struggle bus since then, trying to get that regulated, working with my provider to feel good again. I feel like my estrogen just dropped down into the toilet and has not been able to come back again. So a couple of weeks ago, I updated you guys and told you that I had lost 40 pounds on my GLP-1. And that was such an exciting moment for me because I felt like, gosh, this is really working. I'm doing great. But as I look back for the whole month of October, this month has been a struggle for me. I feel like losing the weight on the 5 milligrams has not been as easy as it was on the 2.5. I feel like every ounce that I've lost has been a struggle. It's like pulling teeth. And I know a little bit about pulling teeth. I've been in dentistry for 40 years. It's not always that easy. And I kind of feel like that. I feel like the fact that my estrogen is not working has just compounded everything for me. I did talk to my provider. She has changed my estrogen, like I told you guys in a couple of videos ago, that we've switched from oral estrogen to topical gel estrogen. And when she switched me over, I was taking 2.25 milligrams of estrogen orally before the switch. And then she switched me to 1.25 milligrams of gel, which was not the same, not even close. And I thought maybe the conversion, it would equal out, but not even close. So a few days into that, I called her in tears and I said, please, 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 can I double this dose? Because this is not working. I feel like nothing's on board. Nothing's helping me. I'm an emotional train wreck. I'm angry. All those menopausal symptoms that we get were just flooding in, and I was a train wreck. And so obviously I missed my update last week because I just didn't have it in me. I was really struggling emotionally with my hormones, and I had nothing good to say. So I figured if you have nothing good to say, then don't say it at all. But she did let me double up on my gel estrogen, and she also called in a prescription called Eva Mist, which is I believe 1.52 milligrams per spray, and I'm supposed to use 3 sprays. So I've kind of quadrupled my estrogen at this point, but I've only been on it for about a week at that level. I'm noticing minor improvements, but not anything yet. So I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated because this issue kind of hit me right at the end of my 2.5, beginning of 5, and it hasn't gone away yet. And I've also told you in the past that I do have instant gratification disease, and I want it, and I want it yesterday. And I'm really irritated that this hasn't gotten better yet, because I just want to move on. But I just feel like I'm trying to run in mud right now with my hormones. But stopping my GLP-1 is not an option. I am down 40 pounds. Well, I was 2 weeks ago. We'll talk about that in a minute. And I'm not going to go backwards. I'm going to keep going. I know that there are going to be hurdles that I have to jump over. I just feel like since I've been on 5 milligrams, everything's just kind of hit me all at once, like I've run into a wall. So I'm gonna just keep doing the extra estrogen and see if that will get better. My doctor did tell me it would take a few months, maybe 3 months, before it kicks in and it really starts to help. So in the meantime, I am going to try and hang in there and just keep plugging on and just get through this and see how I do. But I feel like there's temptation there with the 5 milligrams to move up to 7.5. I've been on it for 4 weeks. I kind of feel meh about it. I don't really feel like I have made a lot of progress in the whole month of October while I've taken it. My weight's fluctuated. I've gone down and up and down and back up again. And you know, I've also told you guys that this is kind of a pattern for me. I'll lose 2 or 3 pounds and then I gain a pound back and yada yada. But I did get on the scale this morning. 2 weeks ago, I was 212, and that was my 40-pound mark. This morning, I got on the scale, I was 214. So it was frustrating and discouraging. And I know that we're going to have that. The scale is not always going to be our best friend, and there are other ways to measure your success besides your weight. But right now, I feel, because I'm so down emotionally because of my hormones, and my stress level is really high right now. It's been high for a few weeks. So I know that the cortisol levels are probably a lot higher, which is also interfering with me losing the weight. And so I'm just on the struggle bus right now. I'm really having a hard time. I'm not sure what to do. My husband keeps telling me, just write it out. Everything's going to be fine. It'll work itself out. Just hang in there. But question for you guys, if any of you have been on this journey and are further along than me, have you experienced this? And if you have, what have you done to make it better? What I don't want to do is move up to 7.5 milligrams and regret it. I've watched videos of other girls saying some of the regrets that they had was moving up too fast. And sorry, my nose is ready. I don't want to do that. But also, being stagnant isn't my goal either. And I kind of feel like, yeah, I've lost a few pounds this month, but nothing compared to what I did lose when I was on 2.5 milligrams. I felt like I was really cruising along there, and now I kind of feel like I'm at a snail pace. But again, it could be because I've got other things going on in my life that are causing higher cortisol levels, and for me to be under more stress, and that is fighting against the GLP-1. So I'm not sure about that. I'm going to contemplate. I've got a couple more days before I'm due for my injection. 2 more days actually. And during those next 2 days, I'm really going to focus on my diet. I have eaten more carbs this week than I usually eat. I have not made the best food choices, so that could also be a contributing factor. So today and tomorrow, I'm really going to try and focus on my protein and make sure that I'm cutting my carbs as low as possible. I know I can't live without carbs. I don't want to live without carbs, but I feel like my body responds so much better to a ketogenic or a carnivore diet. It always has. Every time in the past before taking a GLP-1, those were the diets that I would go to that would give me instant weight loss and quickly. So I'm going to try that this week and see if that helps, and just keep taking my estrogen on a regular basis. I really wish I could just take a bath in estrogen, like dip me in a tank, a vat of it for like an hour and then pull me out. I bet you I would feel so much better. I wish we could do that. But I do know that at some point I can't take too much estrogen, because then there are things that come along with that aren't very good. But I do follow another doctor on YouTube. Her name is Barbie Taylor, and she does talk about estrogen levels in menopausal women and how when we were younger, we would function on 200, 300 milligrams of estrogen daily, a lot higher than what menopausal women function on. And so my thought is, if I had 200 or 300 milligrams back then, why can't I have it now? It just doesn't make sense to me, but I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't make up the rules, but I really do feel like more would be better. And she also talks about blood tests. You know, blood tests aren't always the ideal thing for you. Just because your blood level says you've got enough, but your symptoms say you don't, you should go by what your symptoms say, because those are more accurate. And right now my symptoms are like, we're not there yet. So I'm gonna keep trying this out, hoping that the increase will help. I really want to stop updating you guys about my estrogen because it's getting old and I'm tired of telling you that I feel like poop because of it. So hopefully one day soon that's going to get better and we'll just keep moving on. Another thing is, I am considering getting one of those smart scales just to see, because my scale's just giving me a number. It's not telling me anything else. It's not talking to me about body mass. It's not talking to me about my water weight or bone density, anything like that. So there is another girl on YouTube here that updates her videos as well. I believe her name is Enid, and I've subscribed to her channel. She has a scale that she talks about. And I might get that scale just to try it out and see. Hopefully that will help me feel a little bit better about the numbers that I'm seeing and know that I am still making progress, even though the number on the scale isn't saying anything that I want it to say. So we might try that. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that I have gone down the peptide rabbit hole as well, and I have been researching other peptides to see if there are some out there that will support my GLP-1 and also support me in menopause. And I know that NAD has been a very good peptide, that it's done a lot of good things for people. So I did start injecting NAD a week and a half ago, and the jury's still out. I may not be on a high enough dose yet to really report on that, but I am trying it to help me with my menopausal symptoms and also to help support my GLP-1. I did notice about 3 or 4 days after I took my first dose of the NAD that it did help with my appetite suppression as well. So that is a good thing. I'm hoping it will continue to do that as I up my dose. Right now I'm on a pretty low dose. It's just 25 milligrams twice a week. Next week I'm going to go up to 50. We'll see how that works. But I did want to just give you guys that quick update, let you know kind of where I am. Hoping that I'm going to find a solution here pretty soon, and I'll let you know what I decide on Wednesday, if I'm going to stay on the 5 milligrams or if I am going to go up to 7.5. I haven't decided yet. I feel just kind of stuck right now, and while I'm stuck, maybe that's not the best time to make a decision like that. But we're going to contemplate and we're going to pray about it, and we're going to see what I need to do. but I will keep you guys updated. And I wanted to thank all of my new subscribers for subscribing. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and all of my subscribers that have been with me from the beginning. Thank you for being with me, and I will talk